Hey everyone, welcome to season 2, episode 8.5 of the WuhooPoints podcast. Before we heard with Lewis about points and travel, credit cards, families. Now I have Meg, who I met on Instagram Threads, I believe, slash Instagram. She's been posting about travel for families. I only have a 6-month-old. You have an actual, human being in your arms right now and one off camera. So you're way more of an expert with families and points travel. Before we begin, I like to ask everyone kind of what's the coolest trip you've taken on points?
Okay, so my favorite trip that I have booked on points was we went to Kalala Island in Nicaragua. So we ended up staying 4 days in Costa Rica. We did the Papagayo Hyatt, which was amazing, and then we actually drove up to Nicaragua and then walked across the border.
Wow.
And then missed our taxi and ended up like bribing a taxi driver to bring us to our next hotel, which was over on an island. And we did the Totoko Eco Lounge, which we used hi we used Capital One points for that, the purchase eraser, because it's just a little boutique hotel. And then we went over to Kalala Island, which it was phenomenal. And it was so it's all inclusive. It's like they call it ultra all inclusive. And so shh, baby. It's ultra all inclusive. So it includes, like, we got massages, it included our flight over there, it included the boat ride over there. So yeah, it included the boat ride out there. All of our food by like 5-star amazing chefs. There's like a rotating menu.
I don't like all inclusives. That's just like the food is so bad. It's like, what's the point?
It was so good. All of your drinks are included, but only 8 people can be on the island at one time.
Wow.
So, and I think we only had 6. And we actually had one of the writers for the Points Guy that was out there at the same time as us, which was really cool. So I got to kind of pick his brain a little bit.
Yeah.
And his wife as well was out there, and she writes for somebody else. I can't remember, but that was really cool. And yeah, it was awesome. We, did, I think, 10 days all together for the entire trip and spent less than $100.
That's what I love to hear.
Yeah.
Come here.
No, baby.
And so on Instagram, you're the Points Mom. Tell me more about your page. What do you do? Like, for those watching, how can they, follow you and things like that?
Yeah. So we recently switched. I recently switched from the Points Parents. Now I'm the period Points Mama.
I'll put it in the
Exactly. I started actually. It was just me and my partner at the time, and so we did 2-player mode, and then we had that guy that you just met, so switched to 3-player mode, and then had our youngest and did 4-player mode, and now I'm a single mom now, so I'm back to 3-player mode. But I have done kind of all of these family sizes and had to learn how to make every single size work.
Yeah, no, I'm looking toward your experience because now we're in player 3 with my son, but I'm still learning a lot now. And a lot of my clients come to me with, families of 3, 4, 5. Sometimes they have grandparents, and they tell me it's really hard to use points for travel for such a large family. And you've been able to do it a little bit. Obviously, sometimes you just have to erase points 1-to-1. Like, that's the best you can do. But overall, like, what do you have to say? What are some like helpful tips or tricks that you can share for award travel with families?
So my favorite trick is now less of my favorite trick, which was the Southwest Companion Pass, of course. That got extremely devalued. So, that's a big bummer. We don't actually have it anymore just because it wasn't what it used to be. But there was a time when that was. So, but that's, part of the game, is just constantly reevaluating, refinding new things, new tricks, and your favorite trick leaves, and then you have to find a new one.
Yep.
But I really like the Hyatt family room rate, um, which is helpful, especially in Europe. Um, but what it is just you can buy a room either with cash or points, and then you have to call in, and it's a little bit annoying, but they're usually pretty good about it. And then you can get your second room at 50% off cash. So
I didn't know
if
that.
you have, oh yeah, so that's awesome. If you have a bigger, a bigger family, especially in Europe where they're really strict about occupancy,
Yeah, I've heard.
yeah, so that works well, and they usually will get you connecting rooms too, or
Oh,
I
even
guess I
better.
can't say usually, hopefully.
No guarantee. Yeah, because in Europe, I feel like I've heard like some rooms are just three people back. So if you're right outside of that, then you don't have
Well,
to.
and they don't care if they're 6 months, if they're a year. They're a lot more strict than especially in the United States, but even pretty much anywhere outside of the United States, you have to be a little bit more conscientious of your how many people are in your room because they don't let it slide.
Yeah, no, that's helpful to hear. How about like in terms of flights and booking things? So I know you mentioned Southwest with the companion pass. You got someone for free basically. Um, is it still possible to fly like business class as a family, or do you really have to look at the premium economy trips? Like, what have you found useful either domestically or internationally?
It's possible. It's definitely out there. Um, but you're going to have to work a lot harder for
Yeah.
it. At this point, I haven't had to do that much of that because my kids are still pretty young. So when we have flown business class with, we've actually only done it with my older son. When we have flown business class with him, he was 2.
Mhm.
So, or he was like 1.5, actually, I
Under
think.
two, yeah.
But he was a lab child. So I didn't have to do that yet. So we haven't done it. And I don't think I can do international travel in economy with my family. I don't think I can handle it. So I'm gonna have to figure that out pretty quickly because it's once you go to business class, you don't go back.
Yeah. Maybe we need the part two of this episode, for when you've done it to tell all the tips and tricks.
Yeah, I've done some practice ones and they're definitely out there. It's definitely possible, especially now as I do have my 1.5-year old and then my 3-year old. So I can get 2 seats pretty easily in business
Mhm.
class and then hold my younger one. So
Yeah.
we're still in the realm here. We're still looking good for business class flights, but in about 6 months, that's gonna become not as fun.
Yeah. So I'm taking he's right now 6 months. He'll be older in a few months when we go on our first business class flight. He's obviously gonna be a lap infant. I feel like in economy, it's just like it is what it is. You're sitting there holding. As a parent, can you still enjoy business class if with a lap infant? And tell me how.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. It was awesome, first of all. Like, it was so enjoyable. We went to Aruba from Hawaii. That's where we were living at the time. So, and we did that on United Polaris
Wow.
business class, and it was awesome. I mean, I know that it's not the best business class product out there, but it was nice for us for sure. And there's tiers to this, right? So, like going by yourself, that's the best. Going with your kids, that's, less fun.
Yeah.
Going by yourself in economy, that's even less fun than that. And then
Okay.
going with your kids in economy, that is like
Even that's the hell that we don't want
it's
to
hell on earth.
yeah.
Um, so it was good. My son actually slept pretty much the entire way. And I'm only 5 feet tall. So I'm a pretty small girl. So me and my son slept side by side, absolutely no problem. There's a big TV right in front of you. We had Coco Melon on.
That's good
The
to know. My wife is 5'1", so maybe the whole time because I'm not sure if we'll like swap him, for different naps, and like I wasn't sure if like we had to take shifts, but if if that's enough space for you two, then it should be enough space for my fat son and my wife.
It was really, really good. And then on top of that, the flight attendants and stuff were really, really cool to us. And they give you coloring books and crayons, and he had all the stuff he needed. So we really enjoyed that.
Yeah, no, that's encouraging here to hear for me, especially with this trip coming up. And I guess like again for people watching, the families, the parents, like what's like your biggest piece of advice you'd give them in terms of uh it can be points travel related or just like travel in general, as they're trying to figure out these vacation plans.
Well, number one, if you're doing points, book early.
Hmm.
So, kind of, if you can look up when those open up, like for flights, for example, when those seats are going to be opened up. When, like, say Hyatt, for example, is 13 months in advance. That's when those rooms are going to open up for our points booking.
Mm-hmm.
Book it then. You need to be doing things in advance if you have a larger family, um, or you do it last minute, which with a family is tricky.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I have people coming to me pretty often like, oh, we have a family of 6. We want to go to Hawaii in January to see the whales.
Yep.
And it's, December. And I'm like, girl, what?
Yeah. All those rooms
You're
are
not.
booked.
Yeah. And we want first class and we want, the Andaz. And I'm like, no, I can get you there next year.
Yeah.
Like,
You're ahead for next year.
yeah, next year we're looking good.
Yeah.
So I think that's like a really important thing that people need to understand is,
Mhm.
you know, get your points, start working on your points, start building all of those up, and then start looking for the next year. That's probably my biggest piece of advice. And be flexible. You don't get 3 things. You're either, you know, you get to choose where you go, when you go, or how you go.
Yeah.
Like,
For,
pick 2.
for me, it's the how, at least for business class. And like you may be in a sweet spot right now because your kids aren't in school, right? Like I know
Mhm.
parents with teenagers, only go during spring break or winter break and summer. Like, do you feel like you're in a sweet spot now, or like, yeah, in a way, it's
Yeah.
like tomorrow we can just drop everything and go somewhere, or do you still feel like it's hard to
Oh,
plan
yeah,
stuff really?
absolutely, and it's very like, frightening to me to think of, like, because I went to this AMA I was at the Travel More Con, in Dallas last year,
Hmm.
and I was listening to this AMA from, like, Family Travel, on Points, these girls, and they were talking about how their kids were school age and how hard it is, and I was just like, "I didn't even think about this." It's just they say that you can only take a certain amount off per year, and I'm like, "Wait, it's my child. Like if I want to take them on a trip, I should be allowed to, but it's illegal."
Wow.
So, I'm like nervous because we do like to travel a lot.
Hmm.
I do like to do things last minute. I like to do things way in advance.
Have the
I
whole
like to be able to do what I want to do.
Yeah. So like, what's like one of your favorite places? Maybe you could answer it too. Like as a family, like what are your favorite places to visit and travel? Are there like good Hyatts, good location? I know some Hyatts have like kids clubs.
Yeah,
Like are
they're
there
too young for it, but
okay. Are there like specific areas or types of hotels or flights even that like you recommend for families to try?
yeah, so we started last year. Last year we started over Christmas. Hey baby, can you go play on your work, please? Mommy's almost done, okay?
No, I want to sit here.
Okay, you can sit here, but you have to be quiet, okay? Is that okay?
I want to say hello.
Okay, say hello one time.
Hello.
Okay. Yeah, so we actually started last year for Christmas. We've been going to the Gaylord hotels. Well, I can't say have been. We did it one time, but we have decided that's going to be a yearly tradition.
Away.
I know, I'll go get him in a minute. And so at Christmas time, they do, it's called ice. And basically they bring in like millions of pounds of ice and they carve these little towns. They have different themes every year, and you can walk through these ice sculptures, and it's amazing. And the whole hotel is covered with lights and Christmas trees, and Santa's there. There's gingerbread making, there's all sorts of really cool things. Plus, they have amazing pools, and they're indoor outdoor, and they're heated to like 90 degrees.
Nice.
And it's snowing outside. We went to Denver, just me and my oldest son last year. And it's snowing outside, and you go out in these, the lazy rivers, and it's like a hot tub. It was really, really amazing. And so those are through Marriott, which isn't my favorite use of points, but I love it and my kids love it. And so next year we're going to be going to the Gaylord Opryland in Nashville.
Oh, that sounds really fun.
Yeah, and I think they have 5 open right now, and then I think their 6th is opening up maybe even this year or maybe next year.
Oh, that's a good recommendation in terms of cards. I guess like getting the Ritz card or a Marriott card, right, to get that free night makes it even,
Yes, and we do have one of the Marriott cards, and we do use a free night for that, which so for next year it's just right out of it, so we can't use it. But I do believe that the Nashville one is a little bit more expensive than some of the other ones, so you could probably still use that free night maybe in Colorado, or I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, I mean, plus with those points are always changing, so who knows? So
yeah, exactly.
But, thanks for the recommendation. And then I know you probably have to hop off. What's like any last piece of advice you've had for families, either ones that are getting started, getting points, what cards you might recommend versus the family that's ready to book something, like how should they contact you and everything like that?
Yeah, so of course, for pretty much everyone, we're all going to pretty much recommend the same card or the same 2 cards. The Chase Sapphire Preferred is pretty much always everyone's number 1 favorite, especially actually, I think it just ended. Did it end today?
The referrals ended, but I think you can still go in branch. But sorry, this episode's not coming out until August, so it's gone, or maybe there's a new promo.
It's gone. Yeah, there's. I do believe that the inks are going to be having a elevated welcome offer here soon. So hopefully when this goes live, there is one, but who knows?
Yeah.
So that one, and then the Capital One Venture X, of course, is.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
I think it is either equal to or maybe slightly above the Chase Sapphire Preferred for me now.
Yeah, no, I just think they're a good pair. Like they combo together very well too.
They will never not be in my wallet. Yeah, those are definitely staples. So I would definitely recommend those. And then I'm trying to kind of restart my Instagram presence. I kind of stepped off for a while just for some mental health, things, just trying to get myself right. But we'll be back here shortly. We got some trips planned here. Going to go to Hawaii in July. So before this episode airs, we'll be in Maui. We're going to be staying at the Grand Wailea. I had a free night there with my Hilton card. So that's an awesome card. And I think that is slept on. I love my Hilton free nights. Like, you can pry that out of my cold dead hands.
Yeah, I mean, they're the best out of all the hotel cards because there's no limit. Like, that's the
yes
part.
And so, and the Grand Wailea out there is incredible. So really, really looking forward to doing that with my kids in July. And we're actually going down to Lake Havasu on Monday. So
nice.
Yeah, so pretty exciting stuff. So we'll be back in action, posting more. Yeah.
No, that's awesome. Again, I'll put the Instagram account right here, so people can follow now that you've hopefully when this video is live, you post all these trips they can see, and then ask you for any help that they need.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, thanks again for taking the time for this episode.
Thank you so much. I'm glad we could finally make this work. Life is
Likewise.
crazy with these children.
That's the family life.